My son went to prison for 5 years. He was first sent to Purgatory Correctional Facility in Hurricane, Utah. We find out a lot of things when your son goes to prison. You don't understand a lot of things that happen. When he went there, we had to call and schedule a visiting appointment. So we called, we went, we walked into this room, and it was like a long hallway, and on the walls were phones. And then had each had a little booth with a chair. So we sat on a chair, picked up the phone. And our son on the other side of the glass picks up the phone. And we talked to him for the first time for about a month. Well, a couple weeks later, we called and we said, hey, we'd like to schedule another visiting appointment. And they said, he's gone. He's been transferred. We didn't know why, and we didn't know where. They call it rolled up. Now, they can take a prisoner anytime, any place, and send them to a different prison. Sometimes they do it because they have less prisoners in one prison than another. And so they just need money for bodies so they can pay and get more money. So my wife got online and found him. They sent him to Gunnison Correctional Facility in Gunnison, Utah, 3.5 hours away. So we called them. They gave us no information, and they were quite rude to us. Toastmasters, no Toastmasters. Today I would like to talk about a project that could help those prisoners in Purgatory Correctional Facility. And when I first started this, and my son went to prison, I had no idea. But I didn't really want to expect that they were going to be rude and really treat us like we were inhumane. And so I developed a project so that we can put together a little small group. And in this group, I'd like to have a computer wizard that knows how to have a group discussion online once a week, so that you don't have to take your time away from anything. You just eat on the computer. I'd like to find someone that has ability to write convincing letters, someone that would like to make a change in their life and learn about something new that they don't know that much about. These are the volunteers that I suggest that you volunteer for. Now, when my son went to Gunnison Correctional Facility, he sat in a jail cell next to an inmate, and he was given 2 pieces of paper and a pencil. And because my son is kind of a talkative person, he made friends with a person in Purgatory that has been there a long time. And he told them what was going to happen. And he told them, that first piece of paper, you write your parents home and tell them what's going on. And that second piece of paper, you apply for something called Strive. He had no idea what he was doing. So we called Gunnison and got no information whatsoever. A week later, we got a letter from our son. And he told us that he was in a position that he couldn't write and he couldn't do things that the prison wants him to do. He had a 6-week waiting period before they can permanently put him in a certain place. And so we finally found out that we couldn't communicate with him for 6 weeks. And so these are the kind of things that have happened to us because we had to learn by trial and error and find out what worked and what didn't work. There was nobody to help us learn these kind of things. And so he wrote a letter, Strive once a week, and he wrote us a letter every week. And guess what? He got into Strive. So what is Strive? It's a program in prison that houses 12 prisoners on bunk beds. And it's wide open. And the guards can see what's going on and see what's happening at all times. Even when you use the restroom or you take a shower, they watch you. There's no full walls, they're all half walls. And in Strive, you have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and meet with people and tell them what you're going to do that day. And then you have to take 3 electives. and 4 core courses. And they rate you in levels. If you pass one level because you're good and do the things you're supposed to, you go to the next level. And when you reach level 4, you can buy yourself a pillow. And some of those courses that are in Strive are how to be a better person, family relations, how to think better, make better decisions in your life. Okay, so you have 12, and they're called pods. And you have 4 pods that are in a dorm. So that's only 48 prisoners out of 1,700 other prisoners in prison that are taking Strive. I am so grateful that that prisoner told my son about Strive, because it helped him. This information needs to be brought out to the prisoners. Recidivism is a word that means how often does a prisoner go back to prison. The more education a prisoner gets, the lower the recidivism rate. Which means if he learns something else to do in prison, then he's less likely to go back to prison. Bad information and other information that could come from you can help this project flourish. I suggest that you sign up and give me your email, and then we can meet for 4 or 5 weeks and see if we can make a change to do something. Mr. Bagley said, God has given you a talent, and what you do with that talent is your gift back to God. I have a paper that I'd like you to fill out your name and email to help you with this project. So fast.